Hello, I'm Lewis from Books and Pieces of Animation, and welcome to the Brickfilmday podcast. I'm joined by some very special guests. First up, we've got the Action Brick.
Hello.
We have Dude Brick.
Yeah.
We have Liam Lego Studios.
What's up?
We have Star Wars Studio 100.
Hello there.
And finally, we have Mr. James K. Wood,
Hey.
co-creator of Brickfilmday. Right, welcome all to the podcast. I'll start off with a bit of news, if that's okay.
Yes, VP, that would be perfectly fine. Please continue.
Right, so, as most of you will be aware, we have a video up now on how to apply for our next event, the Lord of the Rings / Middle-earth Brickfilmday event. Isn't that right, James?
This is incredibly true. And did you know that this event is all about Lord of the Rings brick films? So if you're interested in Middle-earth and want to make a Middle-earth brick film, you can apply right now. But you gotta be quick, hey? Because, time's running thin, you know? When's the event? December 17th?
December 17th.
And, we're almost at the end of November already. So, a little bit less than a month left, which is also kind of crazy because it's almost the end of the year. I mean, 2018 went by so quickly.
I don't think I'm gonna be in the Middle-earth event.
Mate, you know what? It's perfectly okay. You know, Middle-earth, it's not for everyone, you know. You get some people who are really into Lord of the Rings, you know, like LOTR all the way and that.
Right. I literally don't have any Lord of the Rings Legos.
Yeah, exactly, that's the case.
Yeah, me neither.
So it's cool, you know.
Full details on how to apply should be in the video. So basically, just send us a message if you're interested. Now, have you all seen our Finish the Story Halloween video?
Yes.
I have.
Yes. Well, production on our next Finish the Story has begun. I've just finished my segment, starting it off, and should be coming out in time for Christmas. This time we have a lineup of myself, Silly Penta, Ryan Films, Lone Clone Productions, Sonjira, the Two Awesome Guys, and Brick Tavern Films. So yeah, look out for that this Christmas.
It's a great cast right there.
Yeah.
Indeed. Very nice.
Hopefully it turns out alright. And my segment makes sense since it's the first one in the groundwork. Okay, thanks everyone who sought out Bohemian Rhapsody trailer recreation.
You're my favourite kind of person.
If you didn't know, Gwilym Lee, who plays Brian May in the film, found it on Instagram. Some Queen fan page uploaded a really poor quality version onto Instagram, and we shared it on his Instagram. Shame it's like a really bad version. The audio is just terrible. But from there, Brian May, the legend himself, saw it and he shared it on his website.
And found the links as well, which is crazy.
Yes, I was really surprised that he actually did that.
Mhm.
He's just such a nice guy, you know. Big lad
Shout out
Brian.
to
Yeah,
him.
he got like 40,000 views on YouTube, so that's really great, really great.
Yeah.
Impressive indeed. Most
It's got
impressive.
over 100,000 on Brian May's Instagram account, but again, it's the really poor quality version, which is a bit of a shame. But oh well.
Mr. Star Wars Studio.
Yes?
I love how you just quoting like Star Wars.
Yeah, just because
it
I'm
just
a
goes
great
along
fan.
with your name. You just have such a Star Wars personality.
Yeah.
Oh, thank
Yeah.
you.
Exactly, man. You even said hello there as your opening line, so it's just, you know, it's set.
Yeah, I sometimes does that. I sometimes do that, but without even knowing it. So it's a bit weird, but in a funny way.
Yeah.
So each of you all took part in the music event in one way or another, whether that be making your own video or helping out with the Bohemian Rhapsody recreation.
Yes.
And Liam, you were one of the few of us who actually made their own video for the event. You chose to do it, base your video around intentionally bad music.
Yeah.
Why was that?
Well,
Well,
I was kind of short on time, and I was looking for something that would be music related that I could do in time. And bad music is pretty easy to make, so that's what I went with.
Fair enough. Did you cast James after his karaoke in the last episode by any chance?
Nah, man, I auditioned.
Yeah, he auditioned.
I sent him a Wonderwall cover.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Okay, I can certainly see why you got that
Oh,
wrong.
thank you. I've been practicing for many years.
Outstanding performance there.
So, for those of you who did work on the trailer, what was your favorite shot to work on, or what part of the animation process was the most challenging or thrilling or whatever for you?
Well, I only did one shot, so
I mean, James did like 40 other shots, so that's a question for him, really.
So how many shots did you end up doing in the end? Actually?
one.
I did
believe,
one.
I believe it was 19.
Oh wow.
I did just
shots.
one.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure.
One
how many
shot.
I did.
I don't know why I'm even here.
I did 8, which I think ended up being the 4th most. Someone contributed.
You were mainly a part of the first 20 seconds of the video.
I did 0.
Sad.
I'm gonna count my shots right now. Here we go.
As we sit here and listen to James count.
2, 3, 4.
Oh my god. Well, it was my first recreation ever, so I thought it was pretty cool to do it.
Same.
And I really enjoy Queen a lot. So,
Yeah.
and I only did maybe not even a second really. It was like a half second, I suppose. But it was still pretty difficult to match up with. But it was kind of cool to match up the scenery and the background, and kind of the same animation style as the same frame rate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was cool, but a little difficult at the same time. But doing some VFX work on it to make it look very similar to the shot was very entertaining to do, I thought.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed it.
I don't know if this is just me, but I'm very inconsistent with my frame rate. I mean, I always animate at most of the time I animate at 15 frames per second, but in the final cut, I will speed it up or slow it down depending on what fits what I need. And sometimes I'll go for a slower frame rate just for a stylistic purpose. Maybe I'm trying to get a more comedic feel to it. So I guess it just really depends on what sort of vision I have for it. And my animation style when I'm doing recreations, I don't really try to make the movements of the characters match up 100% with what's on the screen, because they're Lego figures and obviously their motion is limited.
Right.
So what I try to do is I just try to come up with the most entertaining way for them to move, and what sort of movements would fit with the words that they're saying. So that's sort of what I did with my animation and the recreation.
Yeah, I mean, I tried to animate at 24, which is the same frame rate as the trailer itself. I tried to match each movement with it, but when I tried to play back through Dragon Frame, it turned out to be much faster than I thought originally.
Yeah.
So I usually animate at 12 because that's just my preferred choice of animation and just how my skills, how far they go.
Yeah, same.
So
Did you
I just dropped to 12, and it just looked better.
I was trying 15 frames per second, but I've kind of lowered it to 12. So.
Yeah. What someone told me to do, which I didn't think of beforehand, was to take that trailer and throw it into, Premiere or whatever editing software you use, and kind of export that as a 12 frames per second trailer. And trying to animate to that instead of the original 24.
That's a good idea.
But I didn't get a chance to do that, and I kind of want to try that out at some point in time in life to see if that actually correlates with each other and works.
Dude, Rick, what do you use to animate?
I use Dragon Frame.
Okay. You can, load up the clip and it will convert it into the frame rate already.
You see, I didn't know that until this until like yesterday, until I saw a video of someone doing it.
Well, really?
So what I did was like I had the video on YouTube on one window wide open, and then I had my dragon frame on the second half of the screen, and so I was going back and forth with like the arrow keys and going frame by frame and matching it, and it kind of worked.
That must have been a bit tedious though.
It was very tedious, but thankfully I only did a half-second shot, so it wasn't too bad. It was like only like 90-some frames.
Yeah.
So it wasn't terrible.
I remember. Well, no, when I first found your clip, it was like 12 FPS, and I was like, oh, it's a bit like 12 FPS, pretty interesting. And I saw it was like twice as long as the actual shot from the trailer, and so I sped it up to 24 FPS to match it, and it didn't actually. Well, it looked too fast, like what you said.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I didn't use that, and I kept it at 12.
That was my problem.
Yeah, just recently, like, just after the music event ended, I got Final Cut Pro, and I've been using that.
Final Cut Pro, isn't that like $500?
Mm,
Something like that? It's
yes.
pretty expensive.
It's like 400 on that Mac store, but if you buy the education bundle, you can get it for like $200 with like other software.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I
was thinking of
It
getting
just-
that, but yeah, it's just these are like huge investments, and you have to know that they're worth it. You know, same with Dragon Frame. I like if I had all the money in the world, I would get Dragon Frame. But you know, along with Dragon Frame, you know, you have to make sure you have the right camera. I have a Canon camera. I'm not exactly sure if it's compatible, but probably is. But as of right now, I'm like, pretty content with the system that I have right now, which is the my iPad. I use my iPad to animate.
Oh, wow.
I've used it for like several years now. Plus, you also have to have like a laptop, or I guess you could use a desktop, but you know, when you're animating, like you have to have like a big old desk if you're gonna have a desktop with you. You know, especially if you're filming like a large open scene. So
it's easier to do it with a laptop.
Yeah,
You can like
yeah.
move around the laptop in small
Yeah.
spaces, which is really nice and handy.
yeah,
Yeah.
I have a laptop. So yeah, that's
That's what I'm using right now.
Pretty
Well,
interesting take.
good for you guys. You have the best equipment that you could probably get for this kind of activity. So
Well, I have a stationary computer, not a laptop, and I use Dragon Frame still, and I have to keep it around in the same spot all the time. So I mean, it works for me at least. But I mean, I don't know, just give it a shot, because I think Dragon Frame is a very worthy investment, because you don't have to just use it for Lego stop motion. You can use it for really any kind of animation. You know.
Yeah, some prime examples of that is the Brick Bros is Lego in real life videos. Like that's stop motion animation, but like he's using his own body and Legos as well.
I'm pretty
so
sure.
you can use Dragon Frame for a lot of stuff.
I'm pretty sure like most of that is actual video that he slows the frame rate down on.
The second one was.
Yeah.
That's why it was.
Second
That's
one
why
was.
it was trash.
Oh yeah.
No offense. But
it's
the
because
third
he
one,
got-
he went back to his roots, and
Yeah, let's hope he
Didn't
doesn't
you get a
see
sponsorship for the second one, which is why it was
That may
slowed
have
down
been.
footage.
It would make lots of sense for him to have gotten at least offers for sponsorship after seeing how well received the first one was.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. When I got Final Cut Pro, it came with the computer that I got, so it didn't cost like any more than.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's kind of hectic.
It's a pretty deal right there. Good deal.
Yeah.
do you guys like ever do animation that's well, probably some. I know Star Wars Studio. You do lots of like VFX work in your stuff. So like, what software do you use to accomplish that?
It actually depends on the complexity of the shot. For example, if for example, at the Battle of Mo Wall, that was a very experimental big film because I used After Effects to a much large extent for the first time. Like those scenes where all the spaceships were clashing with each other. That was all. That was all with After Effects, and some of the minor effects, for example, muzzle flashes and such. I mostly use Sony Vegas to do that.
Interesting.
I use Sony Vegas at the moment, except I'm considering getting something. Well, it's not technically Vegas; it's the cheaper version of Vegas. It's Sony
movie studio?
Yeah, but it keeps crashing on me. does all kinds of weird
yeah.
stuff. So I'd like to upgrade.
Yeah, After Effects. I hear that's it's a really popular one. Like Brotherhood Workshop uses that. So only problem is
It's expensive.
yeah, it is expensive. I believe like
It's pretty
you
pricey.
can rent it out for like $20 a month, but
Yeah.
I don't
That's
Yeah,
what
I don't
you-
like the whole concept of rented software. It's
exactly.
Yeah.
That's why
I mean, that's
fortunately I found a really good software called Motion, which is basically it allows you to do exactly what After Effects does, except it's a one-time payment of $50. I've used it since 2015. It's great, just fantastic.
Okay.
Is that the Apple version?
Yes, the Apple version. So
Yeah.
unfortunately, if you use a PC, you can't use it. But
It's called Motion.
Motion, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll keep that in mind.
I would highly recommend it. Yeah.
I'll have to look into that because I'm planning on getting a Mac soon.
Oh, cool.
So I was looking about.
Yeah, if you're in college or university, you can buy the Apple Education Bundle, which is like $200, and you get Final Cut, Motion, Logic Pro,
Wow.
other apps for like $200.
I'll have to
One-time
look
payment.
into that as well since I'm
It's
going
a
to
great deal.
university
Nice.
this September.
You guys should check out footagecrate.com if you haven't.
Oh yeah.
Everyone
Yeah,
knows footage crate. It's amazing.
I've
isn't it?
used.
I've never heard of Footage Crate.
You haven't?
Okay, I'm looking it up.
Got a lot of good assets in it. Another good site is actionvfx.com.
I've never heard of
They
it.
have a free section.
Really?
They have a really good free section. You can download a lot of free items, but a lot of their items that you have to pay for are pretty good prices.
Yeah.
But I know most of you guys don't have a lot of money, but the free items section is actually really good and has a lot of good assets you can use for any type of brick film, whether it be action or just anything, I suppose.
Whoa.
Okay, so yeah, Action VFX, they've got like sound effects and visual effects. That's
Yeah.
cool.
A lot of good free items on
Oh,
there.
it's 50% off.
Today, yeah.
For Black Friday. Oh, it's crazy. Oh, it's using all these shows. Wow. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Hey, BP.
Yes.
So, like, you know how, like, today is November 24th, right?
Yes.
Yes,
I am
so
aware of the date. Yes.
The movie Bohemian Rhapsody came out quite a while ago, and the last time we did a podcast, it wasn't out yet. But now that we're recording this, it has been out. So, are we gonna be able to talk about the movie, BP?
I haven't seen it.
Oh.
Please.
Me neither.
No,
Yeah,
I
I
haven't
haven't
seen
seen it either.
Does Freddy die of AIDS?
Yeah. James, you're seeing it tomorrow, aren't you?
Yeah, no, actually, I haven't seen it either, so I don't know why I brought that up.
Yeah, I'm the only one who's seen it, so
yeah.
I can give my review of it. Except there won't be a lot of discussion.
I saw A Star Is Born last night though, so I'm having like a bit of a musical movie weekend.
Nice.
Bohemian Rhapsody hasn't had great critical response, and I see why. Like,
Yeah.
there are lots of patient issues, and it chooses to over dramatize and focus too much on some things
Yeah.
and leaves out a lot of other things in regards to Freddie's life. I won't go into much detail if you haven't all seen it, but
Okay.
I mean, I've heard like
I still had a really good time watching it. I still really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I'd like to
like
see
I've heard
it.
like as like a film fan, it's an okay movie, but like as a Queen fan, it's like your perfect not perfect, but like it's a good documentary for you to watch, I suppose.
Yeah.
Or
I heard
yeah,
Queen
yeah.
fans really disliked
Biopic.
it because it was so inaccurate on so many things.
Yeah, it did take a lot of creative liberties. Even like someone who like me who doesn't have much knowledge of Queen and their backstory, there were quite a few things I noticed that were like it took a lot of creative liberties with the fact.
Do you guys think that overall taking creative liberties with like historical pieces like this is a good thing or more of a bad thing?
It rather depends on the situation.
Right.
Yeah, it depends.
Yeah.
Well, they do have to make it into an entertaining movie, and they do have to remember you've got to condense it down into like 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Bohemian Rhapsody tried to cover
16 years.
I think it's 15 years,
16.
15 years.
That's a little too
Yeah.
much.
The first act in particular is very fast paced. It feels more like a montage of Queen's greatest hits rather than like a drama.
Yeah.
It does slow down in the second act, but for a while it does feel
The critics
more
said
like a
that
montage.
the movie focused way too much on like the songs, and they're trying to like appeal to like Queen fans rather than your average moviegoer. So I guess
Really?
it's more of a, what do you call it? What would you like
A
an
straight
homage?
musical.
Homage? I got or
yeah.
homage to Queen rather than like its own story that anybody could relate to. Yeah.
Right.
It tried to appeal to both, I think. Like the first act does feel very much like a homage.
What is it, like a half-half, 50-50?
Yeah.
Like I said, it's a montage of Queen's early hits, but it does try to explore Freddie Mercury's private life more in the second and third acts. Except again, it does prefer to hint at stuff rather than like explicitly go into detail. But
hey, I need to be honest. Is there like a gay sex scene or anything like that?
no, he
Okay.
he does kiss males, except it focuses more on this relationship with
Mary Austin.
his fiancée Mary.
Yeah.
Bit weird that, isn't it?
I mean, I think I kind of just want to see it for Rami Malek's and the other band members' performances in that movie.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I'm a huge Rami Malek fan. I'm excited. I'm excited to see his portrayal as Freddie
Yeah.
whenever I can. But
Literally in every single review, like the one thing everyone has like agreed on is his performance.
yeah,
Yeah. Did you say you're going to a special
Yeah, an
exclusive screening?
exclusive
James?
South African screening. So it showed there's one show time for Sunday tomorrow, and then there's no other show times until Friday next week when it comes out in all cinemas across South Africa, which is really weird because it's like I don't even know, because it's been out already for so long. I don't know why they delayed it here in South Africa. It doesn't make any sense to me. But I guess now it's probably because next week most people go on holiday because the school year is over here. So I don't know. Maybe that's why.
Oh, the school's over for
Yeah.
you?
You work, yeah, it's like a
Nice.
complete, it's actually quite a nice system here because we end in December and start in January, so it's like, our school year goes
Oh,
with
that's
the actual
nice.
years.
Yeah.
That's basically my whole summer break. It gets
Yeah,
mixed in-
it's odd. You've got Christmas and summer. That's quite odd to think about.
Yeah, no, that's just because you're not used to the southern hemisphere, mate, down in
No.
Australia and all that.
One thing I have noticed recently in the brickfilming community is a lot of people are starting to move on and focus on different things. I was just wondering, how long do you each plan on brickfilming for?
oh god, I don't know.
That's quite a hectic question.
Honestly, yeah.
people.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I'm 21. I've quit like 3 times and I've come back to it each time.
I'm doing this craft for 8 years without quitting,
You beat us all.
Nice.
and
I said that too.
I don't see myself quitting anytime soon. I will be probably going to college about next year.
Nice.
I don't know how that's going to affect. I don't know to what degree.
trust me,
it's
it will
gonna-
affect you,
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
it will.
Okay.
both
Well-
physically and mentally.
But yeah, other than that, I think I'm gonna still keep climbing. I'm gonna
inspirational.
still make stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've been doing it for about 4 years at this point.
Oh, damn.
And, honestly, I don't.
Impressive.
I-
Most impressive.
Yeah,
BP, how long
I've
have you
been-
been doing it for?
7 years, and I
7 years?
Yeah, 7. Well, yeah, 7 years next month. I keep saying I'm gonna step away and focus more on live action projects.
Sure.
I keep
Said that
saying
like
that.
2
I
years
know
ago.
I've mentioned it a lot to you, haven't I? But
Yeah, now you have. You just come back. now.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, no. Eventually, I'm going to try to go into live action filmmaking and acting and that sort of stuff. But
Yeah.
right now, I'm primarily doing brick filming because it's a good experience for filmmaking, and I don't have to have big sets and actors and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, your actors are all there, aren't they?
Exactly.
So you sort of see it as like a stepping on point for like more live action sort of filmmaking.
Yeah, and you know, it's a good hobby. I like it. So
Yeah, I feel the same. I 100% agree with you. When like when you have like Lego, like a whole bunch of Lego in your disposal, you know, there's just like your possibilities are limitless. You know, you can do space battles, you can do kingdoms and like Wild West, like you can pretty much do anything you want in stop motion and like animation in general, which is why brick filming is so fun, because if you try to do that live action, you know obviously, you know, if you're gonna have to do a lot of traveling, you're gonna have to like have a lot of money too. So that's the main reason why brick filming is my go-to when I want to do something creative. But as soon as I like get into the film industry, then I think that's probably where my creativity is going to go. I might step away from brick filming. Yeah. As sad as it will be, but you know, that's what you have to do if you want to make it big in the film industry. You have to be open to doing the live action stuff, because that's what the majority of people are interested.
Yeah, I've considered like keeping on with animation. I'm just like, I'm not sure if I could do it as like a job or anything, because most movies and stuff like that are just like claymation and that sort of stuff.
And also most animation movies today are really like, I just feel like they're not as like creative driven anymore. I mean, the Lego movie was really great, but most of them are just made for money, I feel.
Yeah, especially as like
appeal to kids.
Yeah, exactly. Most of them are kids or family movies, and kids don't really have much sense of what a good movie is. So
that's why I was
like
really excited
like the
for
Minions.
Dogs.
Minions is the perfect example of like a cash grab animation.
Yeah, for sure.
And like in the mainstream, you like only see a stop motion animated movie like maybe once or twice a year. Very few movie companies do that, because I guess it just takes so much time
and it's so expensive.
Exactly.
And also,
and
even
you
less
know,
stop motion.
Exactly. And I don't know if it's I don't know what factors they consider when they are deciding which project they want to fund. But yeah, the stop motion is a very, very small category of filming that it's just not extremely applicable in this day and age, which sucks because, you know,
it's gone out of fashion already.
Yeah,
because there used to be loads of stuff.
Well, this year there was like some dog movie and something else. There hasn't been much.
Isle of Dogs.
Yeah,
Isle of Dogs.
That other one from what's it?
Early
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But
well,
there hasn't
Laika
been like
and,
a lot really.
yeah, what's the one in the UK? Armin.
Yeah.
They're the only two.
Yeah.
The only two studios that still do it, really, or the two major ones at least. But
they've both got a movie coming out next year.
Yeah.
Of course, there's like computer animation, but that's not the same.
Oh yeah, Pixar. Yeah, they're not gonna go away anytime soon. I guess. Yeah, digital animation is very, very easy compared to stop motion. Well, maybe not very
I'm not
easy,
sure about
but
that.
it's definitely easier, and that seems, in terms of animation, studios like that CGI animation a lot more. So I really would, if I ever go to college, I think a fun side project would be to learn how to do computer animation, because that's the kind of stuff that I'm into. You like stop motion, you're creating your own little world.
Right.
Of course, you know, this is all done in a non-tangible environment, but
I've never done any digital animation or anything like that. I've done stop motion. and that's it.
Very
I-
few.
I did
very
some 2D animation before, but those are very simple,
Yeah.
not too complex. As part of a school assignment, I have to make a 2D animation as well,
Oh.
so
Yeah.
it's going to
Ooh.
be a challenge.
Sounds nice. James, didn't you say you were looking to get into 2D animation more?
Heck yeah, man! I've already started right now, but you know, I want to be able to start doing like full length 2D animations from next year onwards, because you know, I'm only 14 right now, but you know, soon I'm gonna get older, and I need to, you know, prepare myself for the big world, and make sure I have, you know, if I want to get into animation, I want to, you know, have experience in all different kinds of animation, and not even just animation, you know, just all different kinds of film, and just, you know, familiarize
Yeah,
myself.
one.
Yeah.
If you are looking to do animation at college or university, one thing I think it really helps having a wide range of animations, having done 2D animation, stop motion, and 3D animation, because
I have no clue how
Yeah.
animation works.
well,
so.
more so 2D and stop motion, because I was looking at maybe doing animation at university, except I haven't really done any 2D animation work at all, and
Me neither.
that was something that they were looking for, because stop motion only makes up like a small percentage of what you'd be studying at university, so I didn't really feel I had
Yeah.
a big enough or wide range enough portfolio to really apply for that. I've gone for film production instead.
That's horrible though, because 3D animation is also a lot more
Sadly,
desired
yeah.
anyway.
Right.
Like you barely ever see any more 2D animation.
Exactly.
Yeah, certainly a lot more job opportunities.
But the good news is, like, as time goes on, animation is becoming like a bigger and bigger, you know, factor in film. Because even if you have a live action movie, there's gonna be animation in there somewhere, like either with like a car crash or some sort of explosion. You know, people need animation to get, you know, these escapist qualities
Right.
in their movies. So the good news is, if you still want to do animation, you just switch over to, you know, CGI and
Yeah.
stuff like that. 3D animation.
Well, yeah, nowadays-
there are plenty of
Nowadays,
jobs.
it's expected to see CGI and that sort of stuff inside movies.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Blockbusters and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but with CGI characters, like they're remaking the Lion King like 3D CGI animals.
Yeah. I saw the trailer
Yeah.
for that yesterday. I was blown away. Actually, I'm excited for that
It
movie.
looks pretty good.
Um,
There's also Dumbo coming
yeah.
as well. Seems like they're just recycling
never
movies.
I never really cared for Dumbo.
Oh yeah.
You guys probably gonna hate me for that.
No.
But isn't it being directed by Tim Burton? Oh, I don't have very high hopes for them. I don't know how to.
Yeah, it kind of seems like they're recycling movies at this point, like running out
That's
of
pretty
ideas.
much exactly what they're doing. They're just remaking all
It's
the
just
old
cash
2D
grabs.
classics into 3D and live action.
Yeah.
Which,
Yeah.
That's also pretty much all the animated movies right now.
yeah, even
Just-
Pixar,
like-
who makes some of the most original CGI animations there is, now they've started resorting to sequels. Like Finding Nemo and Incredibles 2, I'd say they're both good movies, except they felt unnecessary and were not
Incredibles
nearly
2
as
was
good as the
necessary.
originals, in my opinion.
I needed that in the past 10 years, man.
Well, aside from the nostalgia
Oh gosh.
viewpoint.
Yeah.
But what about
Incredibles-
Shrek 5?
Yes.
Incredibles 2. I saw a video that like basically rewrote the villain for Incredibles. I think it was on I don't know, I forgot the channel it was called, or was it Nando versus Movies? I don't know. But yeah, basically he rewrites the villain of it, and like it's so brilliant what they could have gone with for the villain. Like if they did that, then the movie would probably like be perfect. But the movie just really fell hard because of just that lame villain and that lame motivation. Maybe the motivation was like halfway there, but yeah, overall it was just not worth it. Not worth the wait. I don't
Right.
think.
Did you see? There's this video comparing The Lion
It's-
King
yeah,
to
it's-
Black Panther.
It's very similar.
It was called
They pretty much are.
Why They're Both the Same Movie.
Well,
Yeah.
the Lion King was based on Hamlet. I'd say Black Panther's more
Uh-huh.
based on like
That's
that
true.
the
That's
same
true.
Shakespearean elements,
Yeah.
you know, rather than
Yeah.
like directly The Lion King.
imagine doing what they did with the Lion King to Bug's life. Imagine how traumatizing that would be.
Oh god.
That'd be so creepy.
Yeah. Oh god.
That movie's
Just
already
giant bugs on screen.
Jesus.
Oh my.
Well, I
No,
saw
yeah.
that they're making a Mowgli thing on Netflix when,
Oh, yeah.
I forgot, like,
Yeah.
17 or something, they made the Jungle Book,
Yeah.
and it seems like it's the same movie.
It's Andy Serkis's and his production company
it's like
making it rather than Disney, and apparently it's
Like a different.
meant to be closer to the book.
Why are they even making another Jungle Book?
I have
Apparently
no
Andy
idea.
Serkis has been wanting to make it for a while, and apparently it's closer to the book and it's
Yeah.
a slightly darker
looks
take or
good.
whatever. But it does feel a bit, yeah.
Yeah, it really is.
The releases
But,
are too close together.
Whatever. Probably still gonna watch it. Yeah, I don't.
Wasn't it coming
It's
out on
getting Netflix. I think it was
Yes.
like this month or December.
Was it
it's
getting
coming
a
out.
cinema release?
Netflix. Yeah, I'm looking.
That's kind of late. I don't think I'd want to make a movie
Yeah,
and then
no.
for it to come out just on Netflix. Like if it was a proper
Right.
movie, do you know what I mean?
Did any of you guys see The Ballad of Buster Scruggs? I thought it was pretty good.
I didn't.
Oh.
I didn't.
Anyways, I would recommend that.
Is that the
It's
Coen Brothers?
pretty
Yeah, it's a
popular right
Coen
now. It just
Brothers
came out.
film.
Yeah, it's like it's a western sort of thing. Basically, it's like 5 stories, like 5 individual
Yeah, it was
stories.
supposed to be a
packed
mini
into one
series, but then
movie.
they changed it to a movie.
Yeah,
And it's like an anthology
Yeah.
kind of deal.
yeah.
Some of them are pretty good, and then some
Uh-huh.
of them are just like, no, I don't feel like it.
Okay. So I just looked at it. The Mowgli movie, Legend of the Jungle.
Mowgli.
It's coming out on whatever. I don't give a shit. On Netflix, and then it says and in select theaters December 7th.
Oh, so this year.
Yeah, it's next month.
Oh wow, it's got 5 out of 10 on IMDb already.
Really?
Where's that from? Is Isle of Dogs still up to get nominated? When did that movie come out?
It should
Is
be.
it gonna get nominated this year? Do you know what really pisses me off?
What?
The fact that the Oscars don't take the animated category seriously. They
That's
just put
my.
whatever
That's so
animated
true.
movie looks
That's
Oh,
so
yeah.
true.
Yeah, indeed.
Like they left up the Lego Batman movie last year, except
Exactly.
they put the Boss Baby on.
Disrespectful.
Oh,
Disrespectful.
Now they're doing. Well, they were going to do Best Popular Film. I'm like, come on.
Oh, no.
Oscars is not supposed to be
Seriously?
a popularity contest, you know.
No,
I think
no,
they took
no,
that
it's-
category out actually,
Yeah, they did.
since the
thankfully.
poor
that's good.
reception of
Thankfully,
it.
but they had to like, people had to get angry about them to do that.
Yeah.
One of the questions we do have is, what kind of upcoming projects are you all working on?
Like
You mean
everyone?
individual
Yeah.
creators.
Well,
Oh yes.
It's not really specified.
I'd say individual, as we've pretty much announced what we're working on at Brickfilmday. So
Okay.
All right.
So I'll go first.
How about you,
Oh.
James?
Yeah, James.
Okay, what am I doing? Oh yeah, I'm doing the Lord of the Rings event.
Alright.
All right.
I don't know. I think I'm gonna do a sequel to a thing I did for the original Lord of the Rings event that we did, which is actually the first Brickfilm Day event, sort of, not really, from 2016. But that was the event that would, sort of kickstart Brickfilm Day 2018 altogether, and the whole Brickfilm Day thing. So it's pretty crazy.
was that the one where I played the random dwarf?
Yeah. Man. In fact, he's gonna make another
Oh,
appearance.
oh my.
Yeah.
And you know what he's gonna say?
Oh my.
He's gonna take one look at Frodo, who's like got a smashed up corpse, blood everywhere, and he's gonna say, "Oh my."
Oh my.
Oh my.
Exactly. Well, what's your BP? I might replace you with Star Wars Studio.
Oh no, I've got competition.
Yeah, but that's it for me.
Well, I'm currently working on a brick film about a boy and a girl struggling to survive the wreckage of a distant planet, and it's basically set in a post-apocalyptic world where 2 nations wipe each other out of the map by a nuclear holocaust.
Wow. That
Oh,
sounds
wow.
exciting.
It's basically set in the same universe as my Aftermath brick film.
Oh yeah.
Is it gonna be quite long?
I think around 10 minutes or a bit
Okay.
longer, but not as long as
It's a pretty
as
nice
Outbreak 3.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It,
I mean, well, most of your videos are quite like 20 minutes, 10 minutes.
Yeah,
I see a few here where it's like quite like 2 minutes, 4 minutes, that kind of thing.
Yeah, those
But most
weren't
of them are
really
quite-
watched that well, but those are also the brick films I kind of did because of time constraints. These long
Yeah, I
brick
gotcha.
films, they are kind of exhausting me. So yeah, I
But
tend
they do
to.
get received well.
Yeah, they are pretty received well, but I also want to do some shorter ones
Yeah.
in the future as well. But I think they aren't going to be received well by the audience because they always want to see my longer brick films.
It's quite interesting. Because you think that like with consistent uploads on YouTube, that would be more successful.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess longer watch time and consistent uploads works hand in hand. So if you manage to pull off consistent uploads that were really long, I bet you'd be the biggest brick filmer around.
Yeah, but the problem is actually time. I also
Yeah.
announced it on my Twitter account is that I'm going to deviate from my uploading schedule, so I'm going to upload less animations than I'm actually am now. And currently I'm uploading like 4 or 5 animations a year. It's going to be less, I think, mainly because of school and such. Yeah, so
It's not very convenient, is it?
Yeah.
This whole brick filming thing. I think everyone
Yeah.
should just quit.
Let's do it.
It takes too long.
I'm not saying that one should quit because of the time, but yeah.
No, I was just joking.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, making long animations, it can take a toll on a person, especially if you want to keep it consistent.
You have to be patient, very patient.
Indeed, patience is key to success.
Exactly.
Do or do not, there is no try.
Jared, do you want to go next?
I
What
guess
sort
I
of things
will.
you're
Yeah,
gonna-
I guess I will. Well, I originally had a Christmas project that I was working on for some BIM event, but like sort of small event thing. But I had to put that on hold because I'm doing a couple of commissions, sort of commissions, I guess. I can't reveal anything about them technically, so I won't. So yeah, that's gonna take up my whole month of December. So I'll be busy as hell, honestly. So that's pretty much it though, and school and life, sadly.
Yeah, life, school and life.
School is life pretty much for me.
Alright, I guess I'll go next. It would be really nice if I could get a Christmas sort of themed video out. But ultimately, like, if I can't come up with anything good, then I just won't do it. Because I think, like, just I get the Christmas spirit around this time. I like, yeah, let's make. I like to make a little brick film that sort of gets people cozy up for the holidays, and but if I don't do that, then probably maybe a Fortnite brick film or something like that. Yeah.
Sell
I really
out.
want to do. I really.
Sell out.
No. You're not a
Oh, no.
You're not a sellout if you play the game yourself.
Michael Hickok's actually too.
Michael Hickok. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, he did. Yeah, well, but I'll do my own little take on it, and I'll see how it goes.
Nice.
Lots of new things to try out when you're doing Fortnite, because I'll probably be doing some glider animation, like people flying in gliders, and then building large sets, and I think that'll be fun. It won't just be something I slap together. Whenever I do a brick film, I put my all into it. So
Sounds good.
yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Hey,
Okay.
All right, who's next? Who didn't go?
Liam, Liam, what sort of projects are you working on at the moment?
Well, I am working currently on just a Lego Hulk brick film. It's basically gonna be Hulk fighting Red Hulk. I talked to James about this like months ago.
yes, you have mine.
So you'll be using big figs
Yes.
for the Hulk.
Yeah, and I will.
Sweet.
So, yeah.
Nice.
Next question.
It was a pretty nice question.
I think that was pretty much the only serious question. aside from do any of you have Christmas specials planned, which we sort of just answered?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Okay, I think that about wraps up. I think. Thank you to everyone who watched this podcast.
Yes, thank you.
Next one will probably be December sometime, end of December.
Maybe we could do like a New Year's reflection sort of podcast next time.
Yeah.
Just take a look back on the year, maybe talk about some highlights of, like, in the brickfilming community. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay, thank you all for joining today's podcast. Hope you all enjoyed it. And any final words before we stop recording?
Did you guys know that John Deacon has 6 children?
What?
John Deacon.
The real
John Deacon. That sounds like a bounty hunter.
Yeah. It kind of does.